Great. Let me move my next topic, that is about ad networks and their use in app marketing. So there are different ad networks which provide an integrated system for app ads to serve to prospects on the mobile devices. So basically, these ad networks, they provide different benefits in terms of the usage in the browsers, of how the basically the prospects are using them, how the prospects are using social media sites and all, and how you can kind of track these particular prospects for your particular app, and you can serve them the ad very in a very personalized way. So I would like to start with Deeksha, if she could like elaborate a little bit of how ad networks are used in app marketing.
So, I'd like to say that, Nikhil, whenever we develop an app, the most important part after launching an app is marketing and using the correct platform on how, so that you can actually track each and every step of the user once he lands on your app, right? So it is very important that you track each and everything to know the bottlenecks where you're lacking, or to know wherever optimization is required. Because an app, when it gets started, when you launch an app, it takes some time to understand what are the bottlenecks and wherever optimization part is required. So there are particular ad networks that we use, that is mainly used to ensure that each and everything is traceable, and we as marketers can identify what kind of optimization is required, and we get all the data from. So the topmost one that we currently use is AdMob. It's basically a tech giant for any mobile ad network by Google, and it helps us to identify all the functionalities in addition to how the app integration can be done. And it helps you to get all those kinds of details once an app is downloaded, like the number of the customer life cycle, the number of screens that are being used, the downloads, uninstalls, each and everything, which place exactly the uninstall was done, whether it was right at the starting or after using the app he didn't like it. So all those things. Apart from that, media.net is again one of those ad networks that people use, that is basically based on the CPC model, and it helps the advertisers to understand and reduce the CPC. So it's quite good for display placements particularly. Then we come at Fiber. Fiber is another network which is basically for videos, video running, and running any videos or video streamings along the ad servers. So I think all these are the ones, and there are certain app platforms, ad networks that we use only for your gaming platforms, for gaming, any gaming apps. So those are also the ones that we use, particularly for the gaming ones. Apart from that, if you'd see, so these are the platforms. They are similar to Google Ads. So whenever you are using Google Ads, it helps you to identify various campaigns, and it has been designed for that. But Google Ads is limited. Similarly to Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all those metrics are limited for apps. So these are those specialized networks, specialized platforms where you get all those details for any app marketer to understand, and accordingly we use those networks.
Awesome. So Bhagyashree, your
Yeah.
inputs on app marketing
I
with
think I
ad
agree
networks.
with Deeksha on AdMob, because that is something the entire market, whoever is in app marketing, have been using it. So there's two sides to app marketing. One is the selling side, and one is the demand side. So demand side is basically where, for example, if I have an app, then I am in the demand side, and if you have, maybe you are from AdMob or someone else is from AdMob, then they are from the selling side. So these two aspects where at times what also happens is, for example, YouTube, where it is not only in the selling side, but if the app or any of the ads for the apps, if they want, YouTube can also collaborate with that company, of app company, and also they can share the revenue. So there is another model to app marketing when we talk about AdMob or Fiber or any of the networks for ad. So what Deeksha said is absolutely, perfect. That's something I have also experienced here. And the another context for this is, how did we or why did we started doing this? So on a daily basis, a person spends around 3 to 4 hours browsing on his mobile. Okay, so out of that, like 1.5 hour or 1 hour 20 minutes, he doesn't spend it on browsing, typically browsing on Google, but he spends it on apps, various apps, buying apps or entertaining apps, and all of that. So that is when marketers realize that more than marketing on browsing, they started to marketing on the apps, and they started buying those spaces there. So that is basically the context how this ad network and marketing on this ad network and buying the space for it all started. And that's when the subject of buying side and also demands side has started, and that's when ad mob and other fibers, these all came into picture. So this is something I see a huge demand in coming time. Also, this is not something which will vanish anytime soon. So it's important for early marketers to, even if they are not working for an app company, it's important for them to understand and learn how this works and what is ad space, how to buy the space, and what is the negotiation that goes into, and what are the top ad space players in the world. And especially if they're marketing it for only India geography, then what are, because the players are always different. There is something called VK for, it is something like WhatsApp, but it is nowhere in picture in India, but it is only in picture in Europe. And that is also not entire Europe, but it's only northern part of Europe. So we need to also understand, depending on who are our audience and what kind of ad spaces or what are the companies and the players that are playing on a top level. So this is something I want to suggest all the marketers who have initially started their career here to understand. How What is the concept and what is the way around for app marketing. Because when we talk about marketing, it seems to be easy, but if you only get into social media, there is huge, there are too many things coming up. There wasn't TikTok marketing before, there wasn't Pinterest marketing before, but now it is started. So you never know what you're gonna stumble upon. So it's good that the beginners know everything in the T shape, make sure that they know all the verticals of marketing here. So that's something I just wanted to suggest the freshers.
That's great. Marketers have to be aware of what platforms and media is popular and what is catching up with the different segments, because they can't leave it to an ad network executive when he comes. So that is where you have to be updated. That is where you can utilize that ad network for, because it obviously is giving you an automated platform where it's programmatic advertising. But the marketer has to be aware of these things and keep himself updated so he can best utilize basically these ad networks.